All right. So, a little update. James Wright is finally speaking out about what happened between he and Krishan when she allegedly popped him in the face backstage at Tamar's concert. Here it is.
There is a situation that you went through, and
Yes.
it was very shocking.
Mhm.
That's something that you had to go through, publicly. You didn't really have time to cope.
It was out quick.
It was out very quickly.
Mhm.
How are you feeling?
I be getting emotional when I talk about this. Because
Right.
I did not understand. Oh, okay, it's all over the place. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out why this happened. Why did this happen to me? I wasn't in an argument with anyone. I wasn't going back and forth or arguing with anyone. None of that took place. Now, what I walked in on was that with other people, not me. When I got in there, I was consoling the person, like, because the person was crying. I'm like, why are you crying? What happened? And when the story got explained of what happened, I was like, oh, everybody's mouth literally dropped. When I like came back to it, everybody's mouth was still like, this is the part I want to talk about, the processing part. I would wake up out of my sleep crying, shut up, and not knowing why. So when I contacted the therapist, she said it's trauma. Trauma will wake you up out of your sleep. Mentally, I was thinking about it in my sleep.
Right.
Because I still don't know. I don't bother nobody. I don't argue with people. I don't get online and cut up and do what everybody else is doing. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying not to get emotional.
Can we get some tissues?
I'm trying not to get emotional. It's a couple of days after I was like, Lord, you suck. I didn't understand why this happened to me. Because the thing is, I could have lost my life. You know, the right hit, you could be out of
You
here.
out.
It could have been a lot worse.
Brain dead, vegetable,
Right.
anything.
And we know that you and Tamar are very good friends. And
Mhm.
she eventually did speak out, but a lot of people were saying, why didn't she speak out a lot sooner? Now, for you, how did you feel like when she did speak out? Did you feel like she did the right thing for you as far as the situation?
I wasn't going to speak out. Even a week later, she was still in shock. She called me every day, every second, every minute, every hour, because sometimes in situations like that, you don't know what to say.
You don't. Yeah.
Especially when it's no reason for it. When I go to sleep, I still see the moment. Like, I still see the moment.
Yeah, it's going to take I mean, that's not something that you just get over.
You don't.
Right.
You know?
But as a strong Black woman,
That you
keep
are.
it pushing and keeping it moving.
Right.
You're still taking legal actions. You're still...
you got to, let me tell you, God don't play with me. For real. He don't play with me for real.
That's right.
For real. He
Hold
don't
it
play
down.
with you.
Mm-mm.
He don't, but he
Don't
like
play
to
with
joke
you.
a little bit.
There is a situation that you went through, and
Hold up.
it was very shocking.
Mhm.
That's something that you...
Okay, so here's the thing. I know that eventually Tamar came out and said that Krishan hit James, but I also felt like when old boy, the one she's not working with anymore, I forgot his name. But when the other guy she was working with came out and said the shit happened, they was basically trying to make it seem like he was lying. And I felt like even though Tamar might have been checking on James during that time, you still kind of let people think James was lying. LaTroy, thank you. You was trying to play LaTroy, but in essence, you made James look bad because you kind of let it, marinate for a minute to the point where people actually thought that it might have been a lie. They thought that James was lying on Krishan, which I don't know why they thought that. Krishan is literally seen several times walking around just punching people because she thinks she's that girl. She thinks she, is a Mike Tyson or some fucking body. And it's like, girl, everybody not gonna fight you. Some of us gonna, you know what I'm saying, gonna take it to the next level on you. Like, I'm not about to fight with no crackhead. They was mad at me for calling her a crackhead. I feel like anybody that takes out a tooth over a nigga is a crackhead. Anytime you losing your teeth over somebody, crack. I don't care what nobody talking about, okay? But essentially, I understand why he was so hurt behind this situation, because they did kind of make it seem as if he was lying at first. Also, it was crazy for somebody to just walk up to you and punch you like that. Oh, please, it was a punch. I got beat the fuck up by a big ass 12th grade boy. So what? Who cares what you went through? Like, this is about what he went through. Yes, everybody didn't grow up fighting. So when someone experiences that, it can be traumatic. Y'all, I grew up fighting, and still the times that I've gotten into fights, it's still traumatic because nobody wants to go through that. Some of y'all thrive off that energy. Some of y'all are so used to being in physical like fights and altercations with people. That's how you feel like you deal with conflict. But there are a lot of us that don't like that shit. We don't like being that angry. We don't like getting in no physical fight with nobody, getting in no blend, possibly getting our face or something fucked up because you a hating asshole. Okay, that want me to be less attractive because you got emotional problems and you can't control your fucking self because nobody taught you how to woo side, take a deep breath and recollect yourself. Okay. But she should have been arrested and her ass should have been in fucking jail for hitting that dude. It's crazy to me that she's able to get away with as much as she gets away with. I'm through. I'm through with the Krishan Rock of it all. And I'm glad we haven't really seen or heard from them a lot on the internet lately since Blueface went to jail. I'm so glad. Like, I've never in my life been the type of person to say I'm glad that somebody goes to jail or something like that. But I am happy that we no longer have to see their toxicity on the internet every damn day. I'm very happy about that. And I don't give a fuck. Okay. I just don't. But let's go ahead and move on. We're glad that James is okay. Not everybody is out here throwing bows in every argument. If it was traumatic for him, it was traumatic. You don't know how people fucking feel. Y'all crazy as hell. Somebody hauling off and punching you in your face, and you gotta end up going to the goddamn hospital. They done fucked your tooth up and all of this type of stuff. That's not traumatic for somebody to fuck with your face. That's not traumatic for somebody to haul off and hit you out of nowhere. You completely caught off guard. Some of y'all grew up in the trenches, and that's okay for you, but that's not everybody's experience in this life. And you don't have a right to feel like somebody over exaggerating because they say it was traumatic for a crackhead to hit them out of nowhere. The fuck? Y'all really be out here thinking physical violence ain't nothing and we shouldn't feel no type of way, bitch. Okay, sure. You eat them licks up, okay? You eat them licks up like you know what I'm saying? The Power Ranger that you are, bitch, okay? I want to go to Charlemagne next, y'all. I'm really getting tired. I'm really getting tired of people who are in the industry acting like they don't know what the fuck going on when it comes to this Diddy situation. A lot of them are being extremely obtuse. Why is this happening? What's going on there? Why, girl, are you really gonna act like you ain't been hearing about Diddy for decades now? Charlemagne the God? Radio personality that used to work with fucking Wendy Williams, and you ain't never heard nothing that you know is true about Diddy from somebody? I don't like this. This whole shit is cap.
Walking in that door, he could bring anything in that door.
Yeah, but I mean, what the fuck is this?
That's what I'm talking about. They back him out.
This is the raid? This is Diddy raid?
Yes, bro. They arresting whites. They was arresting whites.
This is too much. It
is too much.
Like, unless they know something that we don't fucking know.
Thank you.
What you mean they was arresting whites? Listen, I know y'all like to think white people don't get arrested, but y'all must be missing all of the facts, all of the documentaries, all of the numbers of people that are in jail that are white. Like, white people go to jail, y'all. Rich white people go to jail sometimes too. Harvey Weinstein is in jail right now. I'm sure one of his balls are falling off right now with his decrepit demon ass. But essentially, white people do go to jail. It's very weird that a white man is sitting here talking about two black people. Oh, they arresting the whites. Because you know white people get arrested. And the fact that you want to lean into that dumbass shit, it annoys me because I feel like y'all always want black people to be feeling like they're at the bottom. Like, I really do. I really feel like it's something about making black people feel like, you know, all of the stereotypes are always true in every situation. It keeps us in fear, I think. And fear is a motivator. So I pay attention when I feel like people playing in my fucking face, basically. And I don't like that y'all are always promoting that comparison that we should be looking at the way white people are being handled. So because white people are getting away with harming people, that means that this black person should be able to get away with harming people. And I don't think that's how any of that should go. I think The black person needs to be brought to justice and the white person too. I think anybody that's doing wrong needs to be brought to justice. And I am not going to say they shouldn't be just because somebody somewhere that was white got off. I will point out that if they was black, it would have been worse. Yeah, I'll be right there with y'all with that. Hell yeah. But at the end of the day, if you think Diddy didn't get the heads up like other rich white people, you're tripping.
But then I also, too, I wonder how much the internet plays into this type of shit. I wonder if, these people are online and watching these YouTube videos and buying into these conspiracy theories and they're getting phone calls and anonymous tips and probably a bunch of anonymous tips because of what the internet is fueling. I wonder if that's causing people to, to react like this, because this is crazy, bro.
Are you really asking if Homeland Security and the fucking FBI did a raid on Sean Combs' 2 homes in 2 different states? Are you asking us if they did that because of comments on social media and not because of Cassie's lawsuit and Rodney's lawsuit and the other 4, I think, lawsuits that he has going on? Because there are other women that we don't know about. They also have lawsuits against Diddy. So when somebody that's a public figure of this extent is now basically having a case on him from several different people that prove that he's moving drugs in bodies over state lines, now the federality hood is getting involved, and y'all think that's about comments?
It's crazy.
This is a fucking raid. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know, man. I just don't like it. I don't like it just because it's sad. Like, how many people's legacies have we watched burn to the ground? From the Russell Simmons.
Let me tell you something. Every single one of those fucking people whose legacies have burned to the ground, it was their own doing. I really cannot stand that y'all absolve people from being held responsible from their own bad deeds. These are decisions that they're making to do the wrong thing over and over and over again. It finally catches up to them, and your viewpoint is this is so sad to see them go down. But they did it though. Do you really think that Russell Simmons has that many people saying that he raped them and it didn't happen not once? Really? You think that? And another thing, I saw somebody else comment about Cassie and her lifestyle. Ma'am, no lifestyle is worth what Cassie went through. I don't give a fuck how much money a man has, how comfortable he provides a lifestyle for me. I don't give a fuck about any of that. That does not mean he can drug me and have people rape me. And the fact that y'all think that's an equal exchange means that something is wrong with you. We are deserving of nice lifestyles. Nobody has to give over their autonomy and their body to anybody that another person says they should simply for a nice lifestyle. That is not an equal exchange. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? When I saw that comment, I was like, so you think Cassie being raped by Diddy? Because that's what Cassie said. Cassie said that nigga raped her in her apartment when she tried to break up with him one time. So you mean to tell me rape for a nice lifestyle? You think that's an equal exchange? I guess. I don't at all. And I need for y'all to understand that Diddy and the lawyers involved in the case felt like she had enough evidence to take him down, which is why he paid her the next day. Why is that not in the cycle of thoughts that you go through when it comes to this Diddy situation? He paid her the next day.
From,
but it's
Diddy.
good that they burned to the ground, that they did fuck shit.
Sure, but it's you
still sad.
So it's
that
just
they
one
even did
emotion.
it.
Like y'all all lying to yourself if y'all say, yeah, good for them, fuck them. These guys fucking provided the soundtrack to our lives. They contributed to culture in real ways before we knew any of this shit.
So what? So fucking what? I'm sorry, y'all. Nobody loves Bad Boy more than me. Like real nigga shit. I'm a huge Biggie fan. I love Puff growing up, y'all. But at the end of the day, he don't give a fuck about none of these people he's been using to create that culture. I'm still gonna feel like good. Finally, he can't hurt any more people. The fuck? You think because he made some good songs, he should be able to get away with destroying people's lives in such a way? Possibly allegedly murdering people? And because of that, we should be sad that a monster gets taken down because he made some good songs. I don't know why I need to be sad when I can still enjoy them songs. I don't know why. You can go to jail, you can reap what you sow, and I can still enjoy the songs you put out and you know, commit them to the memories that I made with them versus your actions. But it's crazy to hear him talk about this in this way. And it just reminds me that you haven't changed, Charlamagne, because didn't you rape somebody too?
From the Harvey Weinsteins to whoever, we all were inspired by them if you were in entertainment because you wanted to build what they built.
They have a room with...
You're a liar. Who do you love? Who do you love, Taylor? Who do you like? Just in general. Who inspires you?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Who?
Issa Rae.
So if God forbid for bullshit like this, you found out Issa Rae was in the shit like this, that wouldn't hurt your feelings?
I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt.
Okay then, so I don't know why. So that's why I don't understand when people are so...
No, but that's not what you're doing. That's not what you're saying. Y'all are not saying it's sad that this is what happened in his life. Y'all not saying it's sad this is what he was doing. Y'all are saying it's sad that he's being taken down for what he's done. That's what you're saying. Cut it the fuck out.
Quick to be like, no, fuck that. You have feeling, you have mixed emotions.
After that whole casting, you don't know what triggered that from other people though. Like say someone else had that.
I understand all of that. I'm taking all of that into consideration. I'm taking the victims into consideration. I'm taking what's going on with them in the
No, you're not. You're not taking the victims into consideration. You're not taking into consideration how terrible he has treated people or how terrible he has tortured people. You're not taking that into consideration. That shit that happened with Cassie was some torture type shit. You're not taking that into consideration if you're like, oh, he's gonna go to jail.
Just
Diddy and all them
about the whole
it's
situation.
Mixed emotions.
It's like OJ.
I never felt like that about OJ.
Wait, what?
I mean, I didn't grow up on OJ though, so I mean, I didn't feel like that.
Oh yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I didn't grow up. I didn't feel
like
that.
OJ. It's like Harvey.
So you don't understand how we don't give a fuck about Diddy because you like him. See, this is where y'all show up being retarded to me. Because you can now say that you don't understand people feeling that way about OJ, but you feel that way about Diddy? OJ killed 2 people. Diddy might have killed more than 2 people on top of the selling women, the drugging them and fucking them, all of that stuff. Because you know when they do stuff like that, they do worse shit that we just don't know about, right? You know there's worse shit, right? Everybody knows there's worse shit, right? I'm so disappointed in Charlamagne, but I can't say I'm surprised. All right, y'all. Let's move on. I'm gonna hit y'all up. Let's see. Let's go here because I want to do this. So this is a new show, right? Netflix faces backlash after dropping the trailer for its animated remake of Good Times, a beloved 70s comedy classic. A Change.org petition looks to collect enough signatures to demand the streamer to cancel the series altogether. It reads, the animated reboot produced by Steph Curry, Norman Lear, and Seth MacFarlane on Netflix takes the most debased stereotypes of Black people and exploits them as the general evolution of our beloved Evans family from the original show. Okay, let's check it out.
I have important news.
Let me guess. The state called and they want to cut you a disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
This is from a fool who stares at his orange juice every morning.
It says concentrate on the box. Who the dummy now? Shit. Me for not wearing a condom. Shadows fall over my heart. It all started with my grandfather, James Evans. My job as the man of this house is to take care of this family no matter what.
I just want to let you know I'm going to take good care of Gray.
Who is this nigga I'm about to kill?
Juan, my boyfriend. Daddy, let him go.
Baby, you come with me.
Junior's repeating the 10th grade for the 3rd time.
Is there anything you can suggest to help him get to the drive-thru?
Can you do OnlyFans? Take off your shoes. Let me see what kind of feet you working with.
I take you to the dark side.
Dear Black Heavenly Father, College Redeemer, if you could just help us.
Son, it's for you.
I have important news.
New phone. Who this?
Black, everything. At least they ain't got that drug dealing baby under my roof no more.
Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
Dalvin, why are you so breast obsessed? It's childish, man.
Bruh, I'm a baby. I can't get no more childish than that.
In a nocturnal state of mind.
Your neighborhood is a real shithole. It's the system. They put the guns and drugs on the streets.
This is getting dangerous. I'm gonna just sit back and let you put yourself in harm's way. I love you too very much. Everything black.
The revolution will not be televised.
Come on, Rosa Parks, can't you just enjoy this? Black girl, black moon, black sky, black, everything.
We're just as good as the Evans of old.
Isn't that just that?
New.
I know, Mike.
But the truth is, we're the Evans of new.
Bitch, you look like money.
Everything. What about the struggle?
We're black. It'll be here tomorrow.
Everything black, black bird, black moon, black sky, black.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this. Oh shit. Did they? Okay. I'm about to say they kicked me off live. Okay. I'm gonna say this. Are y'all gonna act like I ain't trying not to cackle, but I'm gonna say this. Are y'all gonna act like these stereotypes aren't prevalent, relevant to the time? Are y'all gonna act like you haven't heard young black men be very stupid? Like using the wrong words on the internet and you try to correct them and they still use the wrong words? Have y'all not seen, you know what I mean? Like Dave Chappelle had a joke about a baby that sold drugs. It was still funny when I watched it back. Like, I mean, I just saw a woman talking about like 9-10-year-old boy trying to rob her. So like, yeah, these are stereotypes, but I also feel like y'all are gonna try to act like these stereotypes don't fit. But what I see on the internet, the Zeus Network people, they know the demographic, right? They know the ignorant demographic that loves to see people just fighting. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that this is not that same type of demographic on some level? This is given. I'm gonna tell y'all. You say I love good times. This ain't giving that. It's not, but it's because it's the grandchild of the Evans family. Think about it. Like it's befitting. A lot of our households were like the Evans, and by the time you get to 2024, it's not the same no more. Okay. Yes, you still might be praying to Black Jesus now. Okay, but no, your husband is Beijinging his beard. And you know the son and the daughter are arguing. The daughter's probably smarter, the son's stupid, you know, like that's the same shit. And I get it, but I also feel like, is everybody gonna act like we really are better than this at large right now? I'm just saying. It seems that if it wasn't named Good Times, people would be fine with it. Because to be clear, people were stupid, selling drugs, getting caught up in gangs. You know what I'm saying? It's a disconnect. Maybe they shouldn't have used the Evans family to push this animation. I can agree with y'all there. I can agree with y'all there, but I also feel like we have to watch it because we just seeing a trailer and it is a cartoon now, which changes how the feeling of a show. A show can't be as serious. A show can't be as serious when it's a cartoon versus when it's real people reflecting a real time. And to be clear, like the show, Norman Lear, the original creator of Good Times and those shows, y'all, those shows were dark. All in the Family and the Jeffersons and all of that. Maybe not dark like you would think about it, but they definitely depicted the racism. They definitely depicted the times. It's giving the PJs. Yes, it's giving the PJs. I agree. And Bebe's Kids. But I'm definitely going to give it a watch because it does seem funny. But I agree about there's a disconnect between that and the Good Times because, like, but if y'all think about it, Good Times was very stereotypical. Dynamite. Like, come on, y'all. Like, Good Times was stereotypical. And I think that because it was so prevalent, people didn't realize how stereotypical it was at the time. They just, got into it and liked it. Samson and Son was another one that was dark. But like, to me, this is really just like the Family Guy version. But I'm probably gonna like it because I love Family Guy and the shit kind of was funny. I'm gonna see it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch it. But I also feel like all the voice actors are black. I know you saw that. Marseille Martin is in this. Wanda Sykes is in this. The accuracy pissed me off the most, to be honest. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. Sometimes, like, I can't be mad when they stereotype black people because black people love to live up to their stereotypes. Okay. And that brings me to, I think, what I'm going to talk about last. I'm going to save Gerard Carmichael and Joe Budden for another show. But I do want to end on this because I went to LSU and I was looking at, like, this looks like LSU. When I tell you, for these young people to be on a college campus, they said some of the most ignorant shit I've ever heard. And that is why I feel like essentially that cartoon is befitting of the times because there has been a degradation of the consciousness overall for everybody, not just black people. Overall, like the fact that they elected Donald Trump as a president to me shows that there's been a collective degradation of intellectualism in the society that we live in. There's not a lot of intellectualism in the society that we live in. It's been a long time of them, making smart people look lame. So now we're at a point where to be really smart has to be used in a certain manner. You know what I'm saying? Like to make people feel bad or something like that, but not to actually help them, not to actually help them learn and do better for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because these black people on this campus right now about to literally disappoint me on major fronts. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
That black people aren't ready to have.
That we cause most of the problems to ourselves.
We do not. We do not cause most of the problems to ourselves. And the reason why I say that is because if you know anything about redlining or any of, any historical racial issues that have been put in place to keep black people from gaining economic power, in our society, you would know that a lot of the issues we have now are directly affected by laws that were enacted about 30 years ago. White people plan, and I'm saying white people because those are the people that did this, they plan 20 to 30 years down the road whenever they want to gentrify, whenever they want to take over somebody's land and their resources, they plan long game. If you think that Ray and them are not doing what some white man 30 years ago wrote down for them to do, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. At the end of the day, you cannot say that it is mostly stuff that we get ourselves in. Because a lot of the reasons where we start where we are, we start in the hood, we start with seeing people do illegal shit in order to make it, is because somebody set that up for that to be that way in order for you at this point in 2023, 2024, for your mentality to be shaped a certain way. That was designed. That was designed. So for you to feel like that, you're wrong. Continue.
Conversation that black people aren't ready to have. HBCUs are just normalizing segregation. 90% of the people are black. Showing like cultural integration in there.
So here's the thing. The point of HBCUs is not to be integrated with white people. It is to create a safe space for black people to obtain a college education, a collegiate education, and for them to do so in a safe space where they are not being unfairly compared to their white counterparts. As somebody that went to LSU and also went to a HBCU, we don't need to be integrated with white people all the time. We don't. When I was going to LSU, they will only let one black woman and one black man be a part of the theater program for the most part when I was there. It was Johans and the other black chick who I forgot. But Johans went on to do like commercials and stuff like that. But when we were at LSU together, it was him and it was her. And they were the only main two black people that were really involved in the theater program and being picked for roles. When I was at Clark Atlanta, yeah, all of the people had to audition, but everybody's black. So whoever is the best or whoever you might be coolest with, or, there might have been some nepotism or, I like this student better, so I'm going to make sure they get this role. Okay. But it still left room for all of us to still be involved in the plays. Any productions we were doing, we were all able to be involved in a way that we were not able to be involved with everything when I was going to LSU. So as somebody that has actually went to both types of schools and has the knowledge of the differences between the two, this shit that this boy is saying is bullshit.
So it's still segregated. What's a conversation that black people are not ready to have?
White people have every right to wear braids at this point because we wear wigs. We be wearing blonde wigs, regular wigs. We want to wear the nice little curly, nice little straight hair. Mm-hmm. We it's no different.
It is different. Let's talk about why it's different. First of all, there were laws enacted to keep black women from braiding their own hair during slavery. Black women could not wear their hair the way they wore their hair in Africa. They made them cut their hair off, and there were laws to make them cover their hair because they did not want to make the black women seem more attractive. Because if they're more attractive, it's harder for y'all to, perform these atrocities against them, right? So there were actual laws enacted to stop black women from wearing their hair the way it grows out of their head. They had to create the fucking Crown Act in order to make it illegal or make it a problem for y'all to kick black girls out of school for wearing braids and doing whatever they do culturally with our hair. It's an issue. You'll get suspended, kicked out of school. It will be considered not professional at a job. That's why black people wear white people's hair textures and shit. Black people do not wear wigs and all of that shit simply because they just think it looks better. That's not why. It started off with laws being created so that black women could not braid their hair. So for you to then turn around and say that it's the same thing as white girls wearing braids that pull their hair out, because when they get the type of braids we get done, it's too much strain on their hair. That's not the same thing. When they do what we do, they want to be cool. They want to fit in and be like people that they think are trend-setting. When we do it, it's because we've been taught that we have to look like them in order to be able to live successfully in their spaces. That is the difference. So she's wrong at a fucking college, being this ignorant about something that has been talked about ad nauseum.
What's a conversation that black people are not ready to have?
They only have light skins and dark skins. Brown skins is not a thing.
What's a conversation?
Okay, so that one right there, I feel like that's an old way of thinking, and that's also cap. Black people come in so many different shades, and it's all about perspective. So I don't agree with that, because I would consider myself brown. I would not consider myself light, even though some people do. But I'll show you a picture of somebody that I know is light because they're damn near white. To me, growing up in New Orleans, light skin means you are yellow. I'm red. there's a difference. For y'all to always feel like there's no in between is to ignore all of the people that are actually in between. They're not light skinned, they're not dark skinned. And you should want to have that differentiation, because a lot of dark skinned people always have to say, no, my experience was actually a little bit different from yours as a brown skinned person. Like, girl, what?
No, black people are ready to have.
Paternity test should be mandatory.
And so should vasectomies. So should vasectomies. It just shows what a mentality is. You're at college, right? You're in college. I feel like when I was in college, and this is maybe because we weren't on social media like that back then when I was in college, okay? But when I was in college, the forefront on young men's minds was not paternity tests, child support. We weren't thinking about that in college. Because in college, it was more so don't get a girl pregnant, because you know if you get a girl pregnant, you're going to have to be responsible, or, you know, you're going to make your family upset. That's what we're thinking about. We're not thinking about we need to be making all paternity like mandatory. You could tell what you out here doing. You just out here being real reckless with your dick in order for you to say, as a college young man, that paternity test should be mandatory as something that you're talking about with black people, as if Black people would be the only people subject to this issue. Black people would not be the only ones subject to paternity tests if that were to happen. That includes everybody in the country, just like child support. Because Black men seem to think that child support was created to put them in jail, but it was not. It was created probably around one of those wars to help the people, the women, take care of the children, because the men were sent off to war. And a lot of times the women were just left here to either work or try to figure out how they were going to take care of their kids with their men no longer in the household. So the government incentivized. That's where welfare and all of that comes from. You have to create dependency upon the system in order for everybody to work in the system. The fuck? Yes, Melinda, you're light skinned. Yes, I wouldn't, and you know you lighter than me. I would consider you light skinned.
Why say that?
Because too many Black women are not letting their kids know their biological father.
Too many Black women are not letting their kids know their biological fathers. Is that the issue? Is that really the issue? Too many of us, huh? How many of us are doing that? Can you pull that up? Like, really? How about you niggas be more choosy about who y'all have babies with?
Those conversations that Black people aren't ready to have.
Y'all on your kids severely and then say it's discipline whenever.
Oh, that's a good one.
Y'all just the out of your kid.
Those conversations.
That she was the first one on the money. She was the first one on the money. Y'all beat the shit out y'all kids and then say it's discipline. She's right.
That Black people aren't ready to have. They are overly like idolizing the struggle. Like they feel like just because if a person doesn't grow up with this or didn't grow up with this, they automatically not. Those conversations.
What that person was saying sounds like it was probably gonna have some truth to it. Okay, but they cut it off, y'all. But that one sounded like they was gonna have some truth to it, because y'all absolutely over glamorize struggle life. You do. They do, y'all. They over glamorize struggle life, and they make people feel like if they're not struggling or they didn't come from struggle, something's wrong with them. And honestly, no. Like, and then y'all hate people that don't struggle. I've noticed that, like the rich kids, y'all either are trying to, pray for the kids because you feel bad for Diddy, that type of shit. Or if the children come out and say the parent ain't shit, now y'all mad at the kids for telling on the parent. And because they had money, they shouldn't be upset. Meaning that because you were provided for financially, that means your parent must have been great, right? Y'all, the way people have come at me and felt like I should not, I guess, feel how I feel sometimes about my upbringing because I was financially taken care of, is annoying to me. Having to walk on eggshells. And that's what I'm saying. They really always feel like if you are financially provided for, your abuse is being paid for. That's how they feel. They feel like if you were given a certain amount of money, then your abuse is okay. You should be okay with your abuse. You should feel like somebody paid to abuse you. The same thing with Cassie. Oh, she was provided a lifestyle. So whatever abuse happened to her, that's on her because she wanted a lifestyle. I'm a fucking child. My father works and thinks it's his job in his life to take care of his children, but is a angry alcoholic and is out of control of himself when he gets angry and views being physically abusive as discipline towards his children. And I can't have an issue with that because he provided for me. So that means my abuse meant nothing, right? It don't feel that way. It don't feel that way. I'm still trying to deal with shit. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation. Okay, I know this is going over there to Tasha's, and you know, they may not be ready for some of these conversations I be having, but bitch, it's behind the paywall. And if you watching, you better get ready. Because I'm saying what I feel. Okay. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Please don't forget, like the video, send more people my way. We trying to get them numbers up. Okay. Follow the other page, Relax with Blue. Follow my Instagram. Oh, and follow the Twitter, y'all. Blue Rose Bondy on Twitter. Make sure y'all follow me over on there. Okay. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I'm happy to be back. Okay. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Okay. Bye.